Recording in 3. There we go. Hello everybody and welcome to another in our series for our Game of the Year specials. This is the Gamerbox crew. I'm at AJ Nation 71, joined by
at Martyn DH
and
Toxic Smoky.
And we are looking at South Park: The Fractured But Whole. Martyn, this is your game you've chosen. This,
yeah, of course.
Any particular reason other than the fact it's got a really funny title?
Apart from the fact you know something South Park's going to be funny, I actually can get into this on a semi-serious level and actually enjoy playing the game.
You've actually rinsed through this game on your own quite
a bit more than I was expecting to, yeah, considering how little.
Basically completed it one evening.
Nearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to see Kanye West.
The gay fish. So, obviously we're missing our fellow comrade at Matthew King, 1988 on Twitter. In memory of the poor soul, we've made a character akin to his likeness because he's no longer with us today. So get well soon, Kinger. We know you're out there, just wherever you are, whatever you're doing.
I'll just throw a poo at him.
Just throw a poo at him. So as also
how is she gonna do it?
Captain Diabetes, and also because Phil's a massive comic book movie fan, I wasn't going to get away today without mentioning the new Avengers trailer and wearing my Captain America hat. So Phil, just get it out now.
Get that guy a shield, man.
Just get it out now. Right. Is that going to be it for the rest of the podcast?
Yeah, I promise.
Cool. Right. South Park: Fractured But Whole, the sequel to Stick of Truth. The Stick of Truth was a great game. This follows akin to it. They've made the combat system a lot more sophisticated. The game's bigger. The storyline is completely brand new. It follows very tightly from the show. Again, back to the Avengers thing. But yeah, this game as well has been very critically well received. I love South Park. Martyn loves South Park. Phil's quite a fan. It dabbles.
It's alright. Yeah,
Dipped a toe.
It's fair to say this is essentially just a 15-20 hour episode of South Park.
Yeah, it's an interactive episode.
Yeah.
Pretty much what it is.
It's an 18. Let's specify that.
Yeah,
it's dangerous.
there is some quite interesting segments in this game that
and constant amount of controversy, even in the little bits.
I just like the Morgan Freeman bit we had 5 minutes ago. Morgan Freeman's tacos. But so Martyn, how far are we into the game at the moment that you're going to be playing us through now?
So, according to the game, we're about a quarter of the way through. So,
spoilers.
Yeah. So early in the game, you have these other little side missions that aren't part of the main bit, but they tend to link into some of the other main missions as you go along.
Okay.
So one of the earlier side missions was Randy's buffing the car out of scratches because the car's getting keyed every single night and he can't find who it is. So your side mission is to find out who it is. So just before you've started this mission, you find out that it's actually him keying his car at night while he's smashed.
Oh dear.
So, and then that links just the start of this mission and start of the mission, and I think a little bit.
Okay, so
as you go through it,
it's fair to say we're about 4 or 5 hours in.
Yeah,
and we've managed to turn up in an Italian restaurant after fighting our way through a strip club.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go from there. I mean, bear in mind what I've just said is quite. Oh, hello, an angry chef. Oh, you just kicked the chef.
Yeah.
Why?
So with the combat system here is when it looks like someone you're about to fight.
Yeah.
If they hit you first, then they get first turn. But if you hit them first, you get combat advantage, and you get to make the first move.
Okay, so you've got a team of 4, I noticed.
Yep. So you, as you go along, you build up teammates. So when you start off, there's usually just 1 or 2 of you.
Okay.
And look at this. Can't always move so well, don't we?
It's interesting they've gone for like a grid-based system. It just shows how much more advanced the system is from Stick of Truth. Stick of Truth was just simply a battle complex arena. You chose your target, you did your move, and it was just basically this has got a more tactical element now because your positioning is a lot more
So you don't really get to play too often with the Coon so far.
Okay.
I think this is one of the first times.
Yeah.
And yeah, just before filming started,
Oh, no.
you got to find out that you have this new talent, which is the time fart glitch. Basically, when an opponent's taking a move, then you can do the time fart glitch and cancel their move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, so your farts are so powerful they can turn back time.
Yeah, that is exactly what it is.
That's just ridiculous.
I hear that you can knock opponents into the wall and
Yes.
into objects.
So you have something called knockback. So you can knock them into objects, their own teammates, your teammates, and it will do extra damage.
Reminds me of RuneScape or something.
Christ, that's time ago.
Again, you have characters as well that have slightly different talents, should we say?
Mm-hmm.
Special abilities.
So Kyle, he's more of a healer, medic type thing. Then you've got someone like the King, who is much more, how should we say it? There we go. Much more power based.
Okay.
And you've got Super Craig, who is all power based. That guy is. I love that guy. It's a shame that he's not in this bit. But
It's weird that they're just beating on little kids.
Yeah.
But that is South Park lore, isn't it?
It's
Random stuff, man, that go on.
I've been a fan for South Park for years, and even the new series, it still has me laughing just as much as the first time I ever watched
You
it.
have to have a weird sense of humour.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very popular show, and that's why it's been going for so long. And Trey Parker.
Same as Family Guy and stuff like that.
Oh, we don't talk about that. Family Guy's not funny.
what?
It's not funny.
Oh, not that. Is that a knockback move?
That's a knockback move
You
into
use
my own
their
teammate. Yeah. So the head chef in this can heal his own people, and that's pretty much what he does most of this.
Does he actually? So he never really attacks you
He
then?
doesn't
He's
do a
bleeding
lot of
out.
fighting, but yeah, he's bleeding out, which is good.
Which is
Is this
lovely.
on the iPhones and Android phones?
No, that's a completely different game. That's Phone Destroyer, but it is partially based on this game.
Right.
That's meant to be pretty decent. It's more a card-based system now.
Oh, okay.
So you're battling using cards rather than well, the move sets that they're using here. But yeah, that's meant to be pretty cool.
Right, so this is kind of what I was hoping would happen. So the more you get hit, the more you build up this ultimate.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like a special, you know, like when you've had
Final
WWE
Fantasy.
or when you get hit enough.
Yeah.
These things.
Limit break.
So yeah, once you get that, you hold L1 and you get 2 specials instead. Each one's got their own special one that they can use. The Coons is pretty funny, to be fair.
That's pretty cool.
And it's just completely white.
It's insane how they made it a game and it's almost like an episode you're just watching through.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you get hit, if you press tap X in the time that they're taking their move,
Oh.
then it limits the damage a little bit, and you build up your thing a bit.
Oh,
more
that's
as well.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and going back to what Phil was saying, presentation-wise, there's nothing different between this and the actual TV series. I mean, the TV series has always been quite simplistic in its design, but that to still get the aesthetic perfect is still a real achievement. I remember playing the first 3D South Park game on the Nintendo 64, and that was so weird to play.
Going way back.
Yeah, the shooter. It's a pretty funny game, to be fair, but it looked weird seeing 3D South Park characters. And then South Park Rally, that was a great game.
So there's like Crash Kart and Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch and learn, newbie. The coon's on deck. The rest of you, try not to
But
die.
I think I can just
Get keen.
yeah.
Get cooned.
Damn right, diabetes.
Get it right, damn right, diabetes. Captain Diabetes.
They've
It's
all run
horrendous.
away.
Yeah, once they're knocked out effectively
love
completely.
Yeah,
Cool.
the double move's pretty cool, where you can basically block them in between. Can he not use his
There we go.
healing?
So I can reverse that move again, so he doesn't get his go. He effectively just loses his turn
Oh wow,
like that, and
the wrath of human kite.
I can heal both of these guys because they're in my little vicinity.
Oh cool.
I just love the animation. It's pretty cool, man.
Another Ubisoft game as well. I mean, Ubisoft,
Yeah.
Don't really make very many bad games nowadays. Oh. Oh, we.
I think a lot of third-party companies are really pushing the boundaries these days.
Okay, see you guys later. We're gonna go do
She's
some
got
real
Coon.
shit.
The kid.
The kid.
Defeated.
So you earn things as you go along, artifacts, other objects to help you with it, things. So it unlocks a new slot now, which is almost good timing. And also,
15 time fast.
and yeah, you get to you have little challenges, mini challenges you go through to help progress your character and earn almost like rewards or little medals as you go along.
So you're still chasing, just for context, the storyline. You're chasing a stripper called Classy with an I,
That's good enough.
and we're still chasing her by the looks of it,
Yes.
even into this Italian restaurant.
Yeah. So Captain Diabetes, he has this super strength that when he has sugar, he gets super strength, and then just needs to power it with his insulin. But he's run out of insulin by this point, so just before we started filming on this little bit.
Don't try that at home.
No, so he's like, what's the only way that you can help him now is by farting. And because he gets really angry with farts, it's one of the things he hates the most, and it riles him up.
Yeah, again, this is a South Park game.
My mum's farts gave me diabetes.
Yeah, and all the characters have like a fake backstory, and his is that he got diabetes, that when he was born his mum farted on him.
Just South Park, man.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
So you're about to throw.
Right.
So what's this system you're using now, Martyn?
So it's almost like a location device. So it's used for a few things. So if you hold it, you can aim at certain things. Maybe if I do this, you can throw electricity, or you can even throw your own farts.
As you showed earlier.
Yeah, and you can knock things a little bit, and there'll be certain times where you need that to maybe knock something down or start a fire or hit someone with it. But you also have the other part of the inspection mode where if you need another character to do something for you, you can find out where the best place is for them to do it. So we've located an area where Captain Diabetes needs to stand for our next little bit to start his diabetic race.
Oh.
And
Oh,
my gosh, man.
you need
Blood fire.
Jesus Christ.
It's so random.
yeah.
But if we're ever in a dire situation like that again, Psychic, know that you can fart in my face.
No,
You know
do-
you can fart in my face. And we've unlocked something new now.
diabetic rate. It's just horrendous. That's the one thing I've always liked about South Park's humour, though. They don't worry about the boundaries too much. They just worry about making things funny.
So the main part of how this story starts off is to help the franchise of the Coon and his friends. They want to find a missing cat, and they get $100 for it. That'll help kickstart their franchise. So they've come into this place where they're looking for cats, but none of them is.
We're still tracking her. We have to find out what she knows. Get going. We're so close, I can smell it. Come on, Sidekick.
Right. Come on. There we go.
I'm trying to remember that there was an episode of South Park where the kids got addicted to cat piss, and Kenny ended up dying.
Whoa.
So using the time fart, you can reverse where things were prior to doing that. So you couldn't actually get past this bit without moving that cat along, and then time fart to move them back over there, so you can actually get through this little area here.
Whoa.
Maybe this will do if you can't hit that one. Oh yeah. So at certain points at random places, either a person or in a shop, you have a vendor as well, so you can buy little bits to craft things, which we can talk about in a little bit, and healing and just other things, so you can unlock other things. Onion, you can sell other bits as well. Like there's a ridiculous amount of things that you have sometimes. Just like only going to sell it.
Peace wind.
So when you're the Coon actually has a little area where you can vend as well, and he almost just sounds like one of those online shopping things. The new JML.
Oh, dear.
1, 2, diabetes.
So this is Classy.
Yes.
That's the stripper that we've been chasing. She knows something about how to find this cat, or that's what the kids think. Anyway.
Do I look like your mama. That king is up, Classy.
These kids are cops? That ain't no cop.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
Captain Diabetes. When he was born, his mom farted during labor. He used it to fight crime.
People get diabetes.
Yeah, they aren't
So
cops, and we
bad.
can shoot them, along with this bitch too.
So they look like mafiosos.
Yeah, in a way they kind of are, and so it looks like you're about to start a fight with them.
Boss level, I'm guessing.
Kind of.
Diabetes save you now.
See diabetes saving that.
Oh,
Red wine. Red wine.
Oh, Randy's hilarious.
He's one of my favourite characters.
Oh, he has to be, doesn't he?
Diabetes.
I thought this was American, man.
You want to throw down, bro?
So, because you found him drunk and he wanted to drive to go get some more wine, Captain Diabetes has taken his keys off him, which is why he's been hunting him down.
boss battle.
This is ridiculous.
Right, so let's have a go at making changes this time. So you can choose some of the characters that you've met along the way.
Okay.
So you can replace these.
That one's locked because he's part of the
Yeah, because
story.
he's part of the storyline, so you can't actually change him. But on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you get to see the different parts of them. So brains, brawn, health, this kind of thing. Like Super Craig, who I'm going to investigate, he has a ridiculous amount of health. So it's always good to have him on the team.
So I take it your character's like an all-rounder, and the other ones.
So there, he levels out pretty much.
Yeah.
A little bit later on, you get to edit that slightly, depending on certain moves you choose or to a certain type of character you are. Like you can see, the ghost of Kinga has chosen the brutalist and the mentalist. But then they have certain type of moves that.
Hashtag pray for Kinga.
So like you can replace one with whoever you got, like Fast Pass.
Jimmy. Well, wow, what a great audience.
Mosquito, Super Craig. Just sounds ridiculous how ridiculous brawn. Like,
Isn't Craig in the episodes now gay with Tweak?
So that alludes to this in here as well. Later on, throughout the game, there's a certain little side mission again, which once we finish a little bit, I think we might be able to go to.
Oh, really?
For the sake of the... so actually, I'm going to change that. So we're going to have that. And then...
It's just ridiculous.
We also have this thing called artifacts. So it gets to power up certain things. You get two sides of the thing. So for the team, you get recovery, health, overall health, or knockback combos, status effects, and things like that. So that would be the one artifact that you can choose. So you get as you go through the game, you can either buy them or you just accrue them.
Which then adversely strengthens your character in whatever way you decide to do so.
If you highlight this, then it shows you what's less or more depending on what you choose.
Okay.
But the overall might is what you want.
Yeah.
And then you have the other side, which deals with the brains, the brawn, the spunk, the health, and what you choose can help you as a person, you as a character. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what can you put in your major slot then?
So this we only just unlocked, but that would be another thing here. So we've only got one thing that we can put in.
A platinum coon friend gyro.
So what the major slots do, I think, a little bit more is they can do both team bonuses and stats a little bit, whereas the minor ones can just do one or the other.
Okay.
But because this isn't a very strong one, it's only doing one side of it. So we'll pick it anyway. Get the might up a little bit more. We can talk about it.
And let's just smash Randy.
Yeah.
Because I already want him to pull his trousers up.
So at any point during his go, you can just type out again.
I take it your time farts are limited.
Once you've used it, you have to wait another 3 goes, which is the bottom of the screen now.
Yes, it's ridiculous.
What, the little comments?
Yeah.
They're talking through it as well.
Oh, it's just ridiculous what they're saying.
Strike a focal range.
Oh, that's the Flash.
Yeah, they're literally they're taking a mick at the Flash because obviously he's crippled as well. Yeah. It's so bad, but so funny.
So yeah, and also within the fights that we didn't really talk about earlier so much, you can provide or give them different status effects to their detriment. So things like burning them, bleeding them, grossing them out so they're just sick every turn. They just throw up every turn.
That was also in Stick of Truth. So that's part of the system that has remained since the first game. So your warrior, you were saying Kinger, he classed his character out, which is so you can do that in Stick of Truth.
So you can. Poop emoji. Again, because I think you can only really go left and right there. You can't fight downwards. The characters.
Okay.
Downwards, so I can't
go in
really
there.
go to him unless you have a certain type of move.
Right. Okay.
So I don't think I can get to him with this. No, I can't.
Okay.
I might be able to do. Yeah, I can as long as I'm in that place. So I'm going to gross him out. So every turn he'll be sick and lose some health. As well.
So it's like equivalent of poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Show how they put the little elements of like Final Fantasy or whatever, but do it with a South
I
Park
can't really
twist.
do much with him because so none of the moves.
Is that
where the
because of
red
his-
boxes show up is where you can
Yeah.
hit. So I might. Oh, here we go.
Is that because of his diabetes? Diabetes.
Oh, fuck you too.
It's just ridiculous.
And then is that? Yeah, I can get to him from here.
That's the good thing about this game. It's not just only contextualizing and satiring things in the TV media or film media. It even satirizes games.
Yeah.
Like this whole system is a piss take of any
Everything,
RPG you've
yeah.
ever played.
Just anything
Yeah,
in general, isn't it?
exactly.
But that's what it is. It's satirized. It's not completely just ripping into it and
No,
making
no.
a mockery of it, because these little quirky things like making them bleed, making them gross out, they're funny at the beginning, but they're actually like when you get into them, it's just like any old thing like Final Fantasy when you're doing it.
It's quite a sophisticated system, to be fair.
Which one of you assholes told Sherrod I was here? Hold on. Be home.
What emoji is he going to send this time?
And the longer you go on in this particular round, yeah, longer you go on, the more he sends text messages.
Oh, that was mean.
Drop kick.
And he got two. The whole pads down is just weird. Like.
I want to see if yeah, it can swap spots, but then heal them. This one. Oh yeah. This video.
All your mates are belong to us.
Oh, I'll kill him. But Fast Pass actually goes invisible, so no one attacks him for that next turn because he's invisible.
Just running so fast.
Doesn't matter. You just basically beat a man with his trousers down.
Yeah. So and we've unlocked another artifact again to add to one of those little slots that we had,
Nice.
and we've unlocked a character sheet as well, so you get to view those in a bit.
That's pretty cool.
And then yeah, the mini little rewards, almost like medals you can earn for different things like using time farts.
Look, all I know is there's a kingpin trying to get new high-grade drugs out on the street. It's somebody trying to bring the Italians and Chinese crime.
Diabetes to
And that's small talk. Where is Scrambles?
So like I said, the whole story is about trying to get this
We
cat
need
Scrambles,
reward money for our superhero
and they think the
franchise.
stripper knows something about it.
Oh, shit. Y'all just want to get So then there's Cisco.
Oh, they had
So yeah, this is the
Rocket.
coon lair,
About making money off the crime industry
and in the
because
background is the
some
franchise
bitch out
phasing.
white
So
Yeah,
all the
phase
films are
1,
going to bring
phase 2, phase 3.
Marvel.
Yeah.
would not me.
Well, it would be DC. They won't get to phase 2 the way they're going.
It's like I got one investment in this world, and that's my pussy.
R.I.P.
And I ain't
DC.
no more getting that for some high-paying nigga talking about
Oh,
trying to make
wow.
money off
I'm trying to
crime
look at all
and
the
shit.
phases
Taxi,
in the
I'm
back.
sorry.
You get to
What
view
about
them
the
out,
cat?
like when it's not in a
Oh, that cat?
cutscene.
Okay, that's this little Asian
So I see
freak
Civil
named
War
Dr.
there.
Bob or some shit.
Yeah, that's on there.
All these little sixth graders to take people's cats. That's fucked up.
Intro
I
a
think
chick
taking that
at the
pussy
bottom.
is right, you know what I'm saying? That's like criminal shit.
Where do the cats go?
I can tell you, but I ain't saying
So
shit.
not with,
I know I'm
you
safe,
can't do it with
you know
all
what
of the
I'm
cutscenes,
saying?
but with some of them, if you press X, it'll say hold circle and you can skip them.
Cartman, do you have any idea what time
Oh,
it is?
God.
This is a school night.
Mom, not now. We're seriously onto something.
You kids all get home now.
How
or
long
I'm
do
calling
these
your
type
parents.
of filmings take?
I find some of these little cutscenes quite long sometimes, especially ones you
Who is this
can't
stripper woman?
actually skip. They feel like they're a good 4 minutes
she's not
sometimes,
staying here.
which 4 minutes doesn't sound a lot, but when you're just sat here watching it, when you want to get on playing a game.
Fun
Yeah, so
fact.
Fast Pass is taking him back to his house.
Yeah.
And now, the news program that starts your day off right. Good morning.
It's like another episode.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, like I said, it is just an
A
interactive
new
episode.
vigilante took to the streets last night and is apparently single-handedly
And
taken
you
down the Famboni
Your
crime
character
family.
starts becoming a
Here with
little bit
more, the
famous.
midget.
Chick with a bikini
Tom
from the
Hanks
South Park movie.
Good Day Faggottini, where the vigilantes declared war on crime in South Park. Security camera footage showed a young person farting in people's faces.
This is
from the
ridiculous.
People's
balls. It
faces
was
on
just
their balls.
terrifying.
It was just
Kid came in and just started farting on people.
Oh, that's the two guys from the strip club, isn't it? That
Yeah,
you beat
they
up
have to-
earlier.
yeah.
Finally standing up to
Right.
what's wrong with this city. This new kid's a hero.
The kid's a menace, if you ask me. How long before he or
This is
she
all
kills
So this is
an
like
innocent
taking a
person?
look at a
How long
Spider. Do you
before
remember
Daredevil
Spider-Man
becomes
1 when
Yeah.
all the citizens are like, "Oh, I don't like him. He stinks." Rah rah rah.
Police called to the scene, found a
That's pretty
treasure trove of
funny.
illegal items that they claim might tie the Italian
Might tie the
restaurant
Italian
to a larger crime syndicate. This may be just the tip of the iceberg. Certainly chilling stuff, and there are reports the vigilante.
So
boss
yeah,
had a
like
sidekick.
it's
There was
it's
thought to
funny,
be
but
a
at the same
sidekick
time it
on,
has a
but
proper
further
storyline to it.
investigation showed it was just some little twerp with
And it is quite
diabetes.
in-depth with
Thanks,
some of the
midget, and
things.
of course, the question on everyone's mind now: who is
The farting
farting
vigilante.
vigilante? This is going to make us look bad. You fucked up.
So what you're finding out is that copper's a bent copper.
Oh, really?
And he's actually doing this.
All you Italians are supposed to do is move the product. The Chinese and Russians do the rest. Everything has to be discreet and quiet, or people are going to
So
learn
I,
the
it,
truth.
it kind of ties in a little bit with previous South Park episodes,
alcohol
where
in order to
the
create
Coon,
more
I think
crime.
is it Mysterion or the Coon who goes to the police to do missions? Or
Mysterion.
Mysterion and
Ah, there you go. Yeah, look, see the
Cheesy.
cat piss.
the cheesing.
Yeah,
You just keep
which they
doing
all
your
got
part
addicted
in
to.
getting the
Yeah.
cheese out on the streets.
yeah, because Ken is
Maybe they'll start
Mysterion.
dealing directly with
Yeah.
the Russians.
I like
Or the
Mysterion.
Chinese.
Spoiler alert.
Phil's face.
60.
It's not spoiled. Those episodes are years old.
It's pretty grim.
Yeah.
Me.
Phil, you're not into a bit of cheese then?
Huh?
The kid's airline's worse than mine.
Man, what a great sleep. Yeah, I haven't slept that well in years.
So you can,
you guys do anything interesting
what you can
last
do
night?
is go
Oh,
in and
no,
out of
no,
your
the
costume
usual.
sometimes.
Just watch
Not
some TV
all
and
of the
went to
time,
bed.
but sometimes.
Yep, nothing exciting in our
Why does
board
Kinger's
side.
character look like
Okay,
Louis
I
Theroux?
guess I'll just
I've come to this small town in Colorado to investigate the crime wave,
I've disguised myself as a child.
and I'm going to now talk.
New kid.
Oh wow!
So yeah, if you do this, then you can go back into your
Nice.
superhero outfit.
And no one saw that, did they?
That is quite good. That's quite good.
Right, so if I just quick click on this, there's this other thing, which is actually turns out to be quite a big part of it, called Coonstagram. I wonder how they got that idea. So you can scroll through. I'll see if I can find. There, so this is just one of them where at certain points you can take photographs or selfies with characters,
Yeah.
and then you create friends as soon as you've taken a selfie with them,
Okay.
and you build up your selfie following. So,
Yeah.
the legendary Kinger has done all of this.
Morgan Freeman, Mr. Slave, Mrs.
Dog
Testerberger. Oh.
Ike. Yeah, so you make friends with these people as you go along, and the more friends you make, the more following you get. The more following you get, the more you get to unlock certain things at certain points as well. And it's just funny. Like that one, I just took for fun while we were waiting.
Got 11 likes.
That's
Yeah,
not bad.
yeah.
That's more than what we get on Gamerbox, to be fair.
Hey.
Hey.
You find the Coon tends to comment on some of them when they get posted up as well.
So it's quite interesting as well. If you go on map,
Yep.
the original Stick of Truth game was the first time that the South Park village, had ever been mapped out. So that was
So we can
the
go-
first ever fully geographical representation of South Park, and I presume that this it's exactly the same again.
yeah.
It's quite big,
So-
isn't it?
Can you go to Canada in the top right hand corner?
Do you know what? I don't think you can get there yet. But you can. There's other places which at the moment,
okay.
for the purpose
Side
of the
quest.
game, are a little bit.
Yeah.
Side quest.
Yeah.
So this scavenger hunt, find 20 EI.
Hmm.
I think that's how you say it. I might be just talking now my ass.
I don't know what that is.
Is there play to win?
So
No, there's
so
Microtransactions.
we talk about those.
this scavenger hunt of finding these is they are like anime effectively,
Okay.
Right.
but the anime is of Tweaking Craig,
Really?
and they're different, very homosexual pictures with
Oh,
weird
okay.
titles.
That's strange.
You can craft things as well. as you go along, these things you collect by like knocking into bins and hitting letterboxes and things. You collect all these different items to make different outfits as well.
The butthole
attire,
gloves.
different consumables for like health and stuff like that, and then other things that you need for certain part of the missions and the artifacts to help you with your mic.
Nice. Okay, so
which is where these artifacts were.
Again, quite sophisticated game system going on.
Yep. So, and then you can change costumes throughout. You can change. So whatever you start with, you can change it pretty much any
point. Does it give you any boost or anything changing these?
Not really, but there's certain things where they'll only take a photograph with you, a selfie with you, if you've got a certain type of
They're
outfit on.
Contextual items, basically.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing, because this is my problem with RPG games, is that you dress a character or you create a character to the way that you like, but there's certain outfits that you might not necessarily like, but they boost your character's stats. You're like, but I don't want my character to look like that.
Skyrim style.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah,
that
Skyrim
one's
style.
hilarious.
What is that?
Because
Heavenly suit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an Assassin's Creed, isn't it?
That one.
Yeah. Oh, King Razan unlocked it from U Club.
So yeah, the Ubisoft Club. You can go on and unlock these. If you bought the deluxe edition, you can get some like free stuff from it.
Right.
You get codes to unlock these things. You can get the character sheet, so you can look at yourself, all these little rewards that you're supposed to be working towards. These things on the left, I actually quite like this. As you go along through the storyline, they start to ask you certain questions.
Okay.
And what I like, I use
power source.
I use the sex and gender one. Is it talks through transgender and cisgender, so there's what they identify as, and it almost takes a little bit of mick out of the fact that we have this scenario in life now where you can't assume someone's gender, etc. But it's not taking the mick out of a particular person's gender. It's not being rude, like downright rude about it. And you can choose what you want to be. And there's once you've chosen, they just go, oh, cool. And in fact, when you choose cis male, what's his name? What's MK?
Mr. Mackey.
Mr. Mackey, that's the one.
Drugs, bad MK.
He rings your parents and goes, just so you know, he was born a male and identifies as a male. And you knew that. Okay, cool. Which is just so random. But.
There's also the controversial difficulty setting at the beginning. How, depending on whether you choose what skin color you choose, it harkens the difficulty regardless of that. So if you choose a darker skinned character, it makes the game more difficult.
Yes.
Which is really, really clever, actually. Because it's just taking the mick out of the social attitudes nowadays.
So yeah, you can unlock.
It's just ridiculous.
It's just stuff, right?
Ridiculous.
They take the mick out of race, politics, religion.
They're right on the limit of just about everything.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just
there's a line.
How it gets on telly is just insane.
Well,
Canada.
Buddy. I'm not your
buddy.
buddy guy. There's a line, and they just live on that line constantly.
It's like Eminem.
Yeah.
How he raps, basically taking the mick out of certain people, and
he
pushes the boundaries when he knows he'll get in trouble for it, but he does it anyway.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, it's quite similar.
Yeah, so this is the character sheets where you can get. Some of them you have to unlock even though you've met the characters. So Clyde is Mosquito.
So the character sheet you unlock for Captain Diabetes.
That's it there. So that explains a little bit more about what type of person he is, which matches the things that you're trying to work towards here. Okay. So like your race and ethnicity, human.
Power source, diabetes. Yeah. Kryptonite, sugar. Why is your kryptonite old people?
So you get to choose this at some point. When you're with Human Kite, you have to have a weakness.
Kryptonite is mom.
That's another side story. About that, which I'm not sure whether it'll bring up in a bit.
We love Miss Broslovsky. If I said that properly.
Broslovsky?
Broslovsky, yeah.
And then you got your inventory, which is everything that you've got at the moment. So
nice.
The cheesing bars that you collect. They're to something that I'm not sure about yet. I haven't got to that point myself, but it's another mission.
Why is there a photo of George Lucas in your inventory? It looks like George Lucas.
Gave you those to post over around town. Stick anywhere you find a gold thumbtack.
Okay, fair enough.
Right, so there it is. Good. So you discover these as you go along.
Are they fast travel points?
Yes, they are. So you can zip from point to point, fast pass. Yeah. Gets involved with this.
Oh, okay. Because in Stick of Truth, it was Timmy. Timmy's Titty?
Titty.
Ah, titty!
So you can have like a very brief map.
I didn't need to say that, and I can't edit it because it's live, unfortunately. So Timmy did the fast travel.
Yeah, so Jimmy does it this time because he has fast pass.
Nice.
I'm gonna do it on purpose, and then I can walk to Jimmy's house. So he just comes along.
Well,
You want to go fast?
quickly.
And then you can choose where along you want to go.
Nice.
So you go outside the Coon's house.
Yeah.
Carmen's house.
Here he goes.
And then it goes to the loading screen.
Perfect.
Let's go to the next area.
So I think that's a perfect place to leave it, to be fair, because we've shown quite a lot of content, and we've also given people an insight into the start, what type of game it is and how close it is to the to Stick of Truth. What a great audience. So yeah, Martyn, this is part of this is in your top 5 games of the year. So you clearly loved it. Well, you clearly hold this game in high regard.
Got into this so quickly, and I know I'm not the kind of guy that plays a lot of games, and it's usually because, and I'll use Assassin's Creed as an example, is I get 10 minutes into that and I'm like, off. Whereas this, even if I found something hard or I haven't done something the first time, or I've gone, right, where's this button I'm supposed to be pressing that I can't find, I'm actually still enjoying it and wanting to do it. And that 100% is like a game changer for me completely.
So is that because it's more relatable as a South Park fan, or is it because you actually just like the style of game?
I like the style of the game.
So
yeah,
then
it's got a mixture.
He likes Pokemon and Final Fantasy.
Good point.
And stuff like that.
Good point.
It's a mixture of things as well. Is that you've got the role play scheme. You've got a bit of discovery around it. You've got the fact that it helps you a little bit, but not too much the way through. So even when you go to things, it's still telling you need to press X on this type of thing.
Of course.
Or that when you get to a new little thing, it teaches you very, very quickly, but it helps you along the way as well. When you talk to a certain character, it just reminds you of a certain thing or a certain way button or press that you're supposed to press.
So there isn't any hand holding, but there's a good guidance system as what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Phil, what do you think of this game?
Yeah, it's really good, and obviously because I like role-playing games as well.
You're a big Final Fantasy guy.
Yeah, so this is pretty at my alley. It's just the South Park references and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's risque, isn't it? At best, it's risque.
It's just like, wow, gotta be easy on those. But
you've got to be willing to take a joke.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
like I said, you've got to enjoy that kind of sense of humour. Otherwise, just don't get involved.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed that. It's pretty good. And the whole superhero feel to it, I think that's quite funny how they take the mick out of certain things. That's good.
And yeah, like you say, it's based on Marvel. Another bit of it, just side, and it shows you right from the beginning, so it's not a problem. You have there the guys like from like Mysterion and that, and whatever Timmy's character is again. He's almost like an Xavier character from X-Men.
Yeah.
They're like the DC of it. They're the rival franchise.
Oh,
so they have a little battle at certain points, and I quite like that you do see the other characters throughout, even though you're not necessarily going to be able to use them or see them too often. So.
Yeah,
DLC, you never know.
Yeah. Maybe,
possibly.
Maybe.
I mean, Ubisoft's partial to a bit of DLC, aren't they? Season passes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of South Park, and I do like this game. Will it be on my top 5 games of the year? I don't know, because this has been a great year for games. But you can take the mick all you want, but it's just not very nice. But what I'm saying, the point I'm trying to make is that this is a very strong this is a very strong game, and in how competitive this year has been for games, it's hard to say, but I'm glad Martyn's chose it because it makes my list a little bit easier, because it's one of those games I wanted to be on my list. Would I say it's the best game this year? Probably not, but it's definitely worth mentioning in that conversation.
Yeah, and I think one of the reasons it is for me is just how easy it's felt to just get to get involved with this game, knowing that it's not going to be like a FIFA where you play one match and you put it back down again. You have to invest some time in this, but this is one of the few games where I've wanted to invest some time again. Which is
the sign of a good RPG, because RPGs can be a grind and a slog sometimes, and their systems can be overly complicated. But what you're actually saying is it's actually quite easy to pick up, and once you're used to the system itself, it's quite easy to master. Because to be fair, the way you were playing those battles then, the difficulty didn't seem overwhelming, which it can do in a lot of RPGs. There's a lot of areas that you can get stuck in. Final Fantasy, Xenoblade, a few of these games where you get absolutely decimated and there's no help whatsoever. But in this, it seems like
I think it explains each bit enough so you know what the overall objective is. It's not that you're just hunting around all these random little boxes trying to open something that you're not sure if you're going to find a key for anything. You know what you're looking for, and you know a rough area. Like I said, when you talk to or interact with any of the other characters, they do start to give you hints if you're taking too long to find something.
Yeah, which again is good for the guidance and keeping the flow of the game up and keeping the frustration levels low.
Yeah.
So brilliant. Okay, thank you very much, Martyn, for bringing one of your picks, Phil. Bringing one of your picks forward for the Game of the Year discussion. So of course this will be features on Martyn's list. Where it'll be featured, that's still a surprise. We're doing our Game of the Year roundtable discussion and talking about what will be the best game of this year on December 19th, so check out for that. Next week it'll either be one of Phil's choices or one of mine. I won't reveal what game that'll be yet. We'll keep that a surprise, but I know Phil's choice is a particularly strong game, and I'd like to think mine's a particularly strong game as well. But I'm certainly looking forward to those coming. So those will come in subsequent Thursdays. And watch out for Kinga and I doing a live stream next Tuesday for the launch of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, a game that Kinga is particularly fond of, and a game that again has reviewed really, really well in Switch's continually strong year. So just remember, guys, GamerBox doesn't only just exist on YouTube, it exists on other social media platforms such as Instagram and Twitter. Instagram. If you want to follow the GamerBox crew, it is at GamerBox Podcast. That's Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to follow us individually, you can find Phil at
Toxic Smoky.
You can find Martyn at
I'm out of DH, so I was taking Instagram.
You can find Kinga at Kinga1988 on Twitter only. And if you want to find me and my stuttering ass, you can find me at done it again. You can find me at AJNation71 Twitter and Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching our podcast. Take care and keep gaming.
What a great audience.
Wow, what a